You have to move. And this is the biggest paralyze that I see in people. They are scared of moving because they feel like, what if I have to move this way and I'm moving this way? Or what if I have to move this way and I'm going this way? I better stay here. We don't know what is the best direction until we try it. What if you do it wrong? If you do it wrong, then what? Exactly. The wrong way is to stay where you are. Can you just allow yourself to do mistakes? Can you allow yourself to screw up? Can you allow yourself to mess up? Can you allow yourself to pick yourself up again? Because the world is craving for comebackers. The world is not craving for perfectionists. It's craving for real people who are absolutely powerful enough to acknowledge their mistakes and fix their mistakes. Because nobody in the world is perfect. And if you are aiming for that zone, that means that you're not going anywhere. As Tony Robbins says, in 10 years' time, you will definitely arrive. But the question is, where? So where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? Where do you want to arrive? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be where you are? Or do you want to be hanging around, and then finally you find your flow? There is no other way to find your flow unless you start moving and figuring it out. Maybe you'll meet lots of people who are complicated people, who are people who suck your energy, who are people who betray you, who are people who do not believe in you, who are people who really smash your dreams. But that makes your bigger resilience, strengthen your mental muscles, and strengthen you, and get ready for you to become the best version of yourself. How do you become the best version of yourself?
Out of the circle.
Exactly. Now, when I started seeing that, and because I didn't believe that always, I did that. In 2000, I moved from a village woman because I started realizing that here is nothing happening. I lost my daughter, I lost my purpose, I lost everything, and I had no choice just to move. Otherwise, I could see myself dying. So I moved in 2000 in the capital city. By the way, for those who don't know me, I'm from Albania. And I am telling you, it was tough. Any immigrant woman here? Anybody who was not born in this country and you came here from... exactly. I heard that there is a lot of discrimination when you come as an immigrant. Honestly, you should try moving from the village in the capital city of your country to realize that there is not such discrimination when you move in a new country. And I'm telling you, the discrimination that I faced as a village woman in my home country, I would never, never forget that. Because I was judged, and especially if you come from the north, and the north are like animals. You're not welcome. What are you doing here? So it took me 10 years to build in the capital city of my country. So I moved in 2000. Until 2011, I had achieved everything that a woman would dream in my country. I studied masters in counseling psychology, masters in positive psychotherapy. I became specialized in family therapy, and I started teaching at 3 different universities. I was the editor-in-chief of Psychologist magazine. I was the editor-in-chief of I Am a Woman, the biggest newspaper in the country. I was the leader of Positive Psychotherapy Center, and I was leading the Women Equality in Decision Making, supported by United Nations. And I was on TV every single day, and I was a panelist in one of the best TV shows called Love Story, which was every Wednesday, and I was a panelist, people asking me questions about love. And I would go home and I would fight with my husband. That didn't feel right. It felt right for about 2 years. I kept on and on hoping that I can fix it because I was, of course, enjoying the fame and the success that comes after that. And that was the very first time I realized that, honestly, when you build your name, it really helps because you enter in a restaurant, you don't need to pay a bill. You go to a shop and you don't need to pay for the whatever you want. You go in the TV show and you have people coming with your dresses and say, which one do you like? And you are walking in the street and people are recognizing you. It's amazing. Now, it is a price for it. Success is not for everybody. What do I say? Success is for those who really commit to really take themselves in that journey. If you're feeling like, oh, it's too hard, I can't do that, this absolutely fine. Maybe it's not for you, and it's okay if you do not want to do it. But if you really want it, you have to do whatever it takes. And yesterday I shared a little bit about Tony Robbins' A-star formula. He's always saying, I'm looking for A-star students. And I say, I'm looking for A-star women. And what does it mean to be an A-star? There is a target. And A-star students, they just need to know there is an A-star, and that's it. They go and get it. Now, as A-star women, we know that if you really want to succeed in business, you have to hit the target. What does it mean? It's a checklist. Do you do that checklist every single day? Do you go through it? When I got to know that that's the way to go, and that's the way to maintain what I have invested, I said, I'm going to do whatever it takes, because it's worth of me skipping holidays and skipping parties and skipping drinking and skipping waste of time with lots of meetings with family members and sitting and gossiping all day long for 3 hours, 5 hours, coffee morning and coffee afternoon and dinners again. And then let's go to the aunt and let's go to the sister and let's go to the brother and gossip again. That doesn't serve me. We have to isolate that. Now, after I reached all of that, the time came that I was a big fish in a small pond. And I said, oh my God, from a village woman, I can't grow here anymore. It's too small. And that was the year I moved to London. But then the problem was that London was too big for me. I felt like a tiny little fish. And I remember I had just published my book. It was the best book ever in the country in the self-development. I was the very first psychologist to write a book in self-development, and it just went viral. Especially went viral because for the very first time my ex-husband got to know that I have divorced him when the book was published. He didn't know that. So he got to know through the book, and from a TV show became very, very, because before I left the country, I published the book and I was invited in the same big TV show, big national TV, to talk about the book. And the journalist was smart enough to read and capture exactly that situation. Said, I'm reading your chapter here. How do I get that? How do I understand this? What does that exactly mean? And I tried to kind of be diplomatic and saying, well, what I mean is that when you are in a toxic relationship that is not elevating you, is not inspiring you, is not allowing you to grow, maybe it's the time to leave, because that otherwise is called an act of love for yourself. I said, oh, right. Does that mean that maybe you're doing that right now? I mean, I'm afraid so. I will have to. Because I have to put myself first. I have to put my oxygen to myself. For decades, I've been doing this wrong. I've been doing it absolutely, putting myself at the bottom of the bottom. And finally, I woke up and I realized that doesn't serve me and doesn't serve anybody. And I'm going to stop that. And if I have to sacrifice my marriage, so be it. And oh my God, the phone ringing and ringing after that TV show like crazy. The next morning, got my son and came to London. That's exactly how it worked. So, but what happened was a big national book fair 3 months later, which I dared to go, even though my ex-husband was threatening me to kill me, and my son got really scared. And I said, I'm going. Absolutely, I'm going. So I had a queue of hundreds of women in the book fair. It became, I got the prize, the #1 best-selling in the book fair. And every single woman was saying, should I divorce my husband? I said, no, I don't know your circumstances. I didn't say that. I am saying that if you feel that that is a toxic relationship, especially if it is abusive relationship, absolutely run away. That is called an act of love for yourself. And because of that, because I received lots of emails and social media messages, all focusing on that chapter, I wrote another book called Don't Let Your Love Go. First book was Don't Let Your Mind Go. It's about mind, because what happens, and it is in the book, women lose their husbands or lose their boyfriends and they lose their mind. I said, ladies, please don't. You'll find a better one for sure. Don't worry. Let them, as Mel Robbins says, let them. If they don't want to stay and grow with you, I promise you, there is always a better version. Because what you're doing, you're blocking the new one if you're keeping the old one. So let the old go. Otherwise, there is another big quote that I took it with me from a big retreat that I went to do with monks in Thailand at that time. It's like you let go what is going so you can let come what is coming. So if you don't let go what is going, you can't allow to come what is coming. You're blocking what is coming. Maybe something is coming your way and you say, no, wait in the queue because I'm still keeping the old, see if they change. They will never change. And while you're waiting for the old to change, the new is gone. And you're still trapped. So again, ladies, I'm not saying you leave your whatever, but my philosophy is like if you're in a toxic job that is not allowing you to grow, leave. If you are in a toxic place that you feel that this doesn't help you, leave. Because you are not a tree. You can fly, you can move, you can change, you can act. And when I moved to London in 2012, the first 2 years, it was so hard financially. But it was the happiest time of my life ever. Because as you saw that video, when you are at the bottom of the bottom, you have nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. And why you get excited is because it can't go worse. Now, at some point, I'm going to expect something amazing to come. It's dynamic, it moves, it's not static, doesn't help. I don't like static. And when I am static, I bring myself challenges. I had a friend, we worked together in the newspaper for a long time. And she always would laugh at me because when I would find myself being static, I would just stir it up. I would bring trouble. And said, why are you looking trouble all the time? So I don't want to die here. Let's bring the trouble because after the storm, there is always some sunshine. So don't worry about the storm, ladies. It's okay because that's the cycle of life. And when I moved here and I picked myself from that dark zone, I was so excited. It was an amazing time to leave because I could see myself. And what did I say yesterday? My son was really worried about me. He said, Mom, you have to go and see a psychiatrist. And I said, because it's not normal. You're not matching the reality because you're so happy all the time. It must be something wrong with you. What are you taking? What are you drinking? And I said, son, what do you mean? Which reality you want? Because there are lots of realities in the world. It's a reality of amazing, powerful women who are living their dream. It's a reality of wealthy people who are following and building their wealth and their success. And there is a reality of people who are losers and complaining and being in benefits and being a victim and saying it's the fault of government or mama or father or stepfather, whatever. And it's forever there. And there is another reality of war and tsunami and conflicts. And which one do you want? Which one do you pick? I pick to be in the happy reality. And I create my own reality. Of course, I'm aware there are lots of communities out there, but you pick which community you want to belong. I would choose to be in a community that lives in the bubble of happiness, in a bubble of excitement. If you do not wake up in the morning with excitement, something needs to change. Because, this is the thing, it's not about pretending, it's about preparing. You're not pretending you're happy, you're preparing to be happy. It's not about pretending I'm wealthy, you're preparing to be wealthy. Because that starts before you see it. It starts here. Things happen twice. They first happen here in your mind, and then they happen into the reality. It will not come into your reality unless you start imagining it. Here is another thing, which Oscar Wilde said. People who are lacking the ability to feel abundant, they lack the ability of imagination. And if you are not able to imagine yourself in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, where do you see yourself? That is something you need to fix. Because this is where exactly it starts. Because wealth has nothing to do with math. Wealth is a vibration. Wealth is an energy. When you start feeling it, it's already here. It's already there. You just claim it. What did I say yesterday? You first recognize it. Because most of the time we deny. Wealth is all around. Success is all around. Happiness is all around, but you're not recognizing it. First, you recognize it. It is. It is. I'm waiting for it to show up. Whatever you want. It is around. Why I'm not seeing it? Why I'm not? Claim it. So first, you recognize it. Second, you start seeing it. And when you see it, you claim it. And when you claim it, you take ownership of it. Exactly this is how I built Global Woman. So when I moved in 2012, there was a moment I was still really, really broke. I was not poor. Poor and broke, they are two different things. I was feeling very rich, but I was broke. I didn't have money. And I always say, be careful how you treat each other next to you, because I never, ever have seen in the human history that a woman broke today can be a multimillionaire in a few years' time. And then you say, oh, I always knew you could do it. Not really. You didn't treat me that well 2 years ago. So be careful how you treat people on that level, because things are changing massively for us women. And I remember accidentally, there are not accidents, I was invited in something called, and I'm going to mention exactly who is that lady. It's called Conscious Cafe. And at that time I was studying PhD in Regent's University, and this lady was also studying masters at the Regent's University, and this is how we connected. So I used to live in Kilburn. I haven't paid my bills for 5 months, my whatever. But this lady used to live in Hampstead, which is like next door. You just cross the street, and London is like that. And she invites me, but you know what? Even though I was broke. So this is how it works, ladies. Do you have the ability to stay still and confident when everything is broken around you? Do you have the ability to enter the room and feel that you have arrived even though you don't see it yet? So I would wake up in the morning, dress up, make up, show up, the happiest woman in the world. Of course, I would see women like complaining, and they had everything in their lives. And why on earth they are complaining? So anyway, I was confident, which I started building up, of course. And this amazing woman invites me in her house, because she was organizing a small conscious cafe meeting with some top people. And I go in her house. Oh my God. Have you been to Hampstead? Mm-hmm. It's a palace. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at her. I said, oh, wow. So anyway, she took us into a meditation, and she was my role model, and for years, because she was a publisher. She started her business in her bedroom. She went to take a loan, and they didn't want to give her a loan, even at that time in the UK, because her husband had to sign up. I didn't know that. That was still the case. I think in which years was still the case? In the UK, in 70s, I think, Nikki? So where you can't take a loan in the bank unless your husband signs up?
I don't know that one. I don't remember.
Yeah? So anyway, so she started her own business in her bedroom. And at some point, she grew it to the level that she was able to exit it. And she sold it for several millions, lots of millions. Mm. And then she got retired, and she started doing these amazing meetings called Conscious Cafe to raise awareness and consciousness in the world. And I'm invited to this meeting in her house. And she took us in a circle. And this is the very first time I could see it. So she took us in a meditation in a circle, and at the end she asked us, after she did a guided meditation, she asked all of us, and I haven't shared this story only once, I think, long time ago. And she asked all of us, what did you see? What did you see? What did you see? And I opened my eyes and said, oh my God, I see I'm a global leader. I see it. I'm traveling around the world, and I have created a global movement, and I have 1 million women in my platform, and they're looking at me like, really? And I haven't paid my bills for 5 months? And I'm like all the time saying sorry for my English, but still have the confidence to articulate, I see, oh my God, I see it. And that was a moment where I started claiming it. Because when you see it, you do not be scared. Now, in my situation, I would go back to myself and say, this is not matching. This is not matching. You are living here and you're seeing here. It doesn't work. I started claiming it. That's why I wanted to explain, what does it mean when you claim it? Give it back to me. Give it back to me. If you see something, ladies, claim it. Do not leave it in the space because it will go. I wake up every single morning, I meditate until the imagination becomes clearer and it has already arrived deep inside you. And there is no way you just take your flight and go. That's the way it works. And then when you start doing it, the problem is that it's still not matching the reality, because you are this little girl, village woman, deep inside you have the belief, but it's not matching because people are seeing like someone look like an ignorant and saying, sorry for my English, but is showing up with confidence, she must be sick. Anybody who has seen like a confident person talking with really confident, is saying, she's talking bullshit. Look at her face, look at her circumstances. She wants to do that. She will never be able to. And you can't do this because it's not matching. That's why you have to grow you in order to grow your brand. Because your business can grow to the extent of your growth. And that's why then you have to do whatever it takes. What I understood is like, if I have to change myself, I will do whatever it takes, because now I have to take ownership of this. I have to make sure that whatever universe has granted me and has believed in me that I am the person that I can do this, I have to honor it. Otherwise, it's such an insult. Does it make sense? When the universe has given you an idea and you're scared about implementing that idea, you have wasted so much engine that universe has brought to you, because it's a magic moment when the idea reaches your mind. It's like a divine intervention where the transmitter is meeting the receiver, and you have clicked, and it has been such a massive work to make that click happen. And then you say, can I do it next year? No, you cannot do it next year. You have to do it now. And you have to show me, why should I trust you? That always, I call it test. You will be tested and retested and retested and retested all the time. What does that mean? Because you got that click and universe gifted you with an idea and you think that you can do it, that doesn't mean that you can go and do it immediately. You'll have to go through some challenges, because that's the only way you grow. That's the only way you equip yourself to become the leader of the future. So you are preparing yourself. Does it make sense? And this is where exactly it started. I started accepting it as a gift. I take it, I receive it, I claim it, I own it, I do whatever it takes. I will absolutely handle the criticism. I will handle the people who do not believe in me. I will handle the people who will think how many times I have met many women who say, I can't do this because people will think I'm a fraud, I'm a spam. Anybody? We all go, imposter syndrome. You always will have these people. Many times people say, she's a fraud. How can she go? How can you build a global? You paid for a global membership? She can't go. She's a student visa. That was my little voice most of the time. If I take these women's money and I'm promising them that I'm building a global platform where they can connect, how can I do that? That's not your job. That's not your job. Your job is to believe, which otherwise is called evidence of things not seen. That is faith. If you do not believe in it, nobody's going to believe in you. And that belief has to be built up. So it started like this. In 2012, I put this because I'm visualizing, because this book really changed. Who has read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Oh my God, life-changing. If you haven't read it, read it right now. I don't recommend it to the employees, but if you're an entrepreneur, read it. Employees should not read it because the day after they will resign. So I don't want to be in trouble. So I read this book, and then when I moved to London, I heard Kim Kiyosaki is coming to London. Oh my God, it was a dream come true. I have been visualizing, now I'm in London, I'm going to wait when Kiyosaki's come to London. But the problem is that I had to get a VIP ticket to meet her. Have you seen all these big events when they have big speakers? In order for you to have a photo with the speaker, you have to get the VIP ticket. But the VIP ticket was really expensive. And I saved every single penny. I did whatever it takes to get that ticket, because my dream was to meet Kim Kiyosaki. And I did. And I'm sitting in the front line. Always, ladies, sit in the front. Don't sit at the back. Sit in the front. Wear colors, wear makeup, stand out. You see, I was broke. Honestly, I haven't eaten maybe 24 hours when I went there. Because I said, okay, they are providing food. Maybe I eat when I go there. And I got a dress, which I got when I was from Albania 10 years ago. And I put makeup and I prepared myself. And I went there and I walked the room and I felt like I have arrived. And I do this picture with Kim and I'm sitting in front of her and I can see I am her next speaker on that stage. I could hardly say 2 words in English. Who cares? Because this is exactly what happened. That room was a room with 3,000 women in the room. And I was in the front of the VIP, and I am all the time closing my eyes and opening my eyes, and Kim Kesak in front of me, and I said, you are my lady. You are my lady. You are my saver. Because she's saying your man is not a financial plan. And I said, absolutely. I'm going to build my wealth, and I'm going to rely on a man. 1 year later. She is my mentor, and we are sharing the stage together. And I had her at the Global Women Summit, and 1 year later, I'm meeting the guy, the big guy. I'm interviewing him. I'm putting him in the magazines, and I have more to come. And 1 year later, I'm meeting more. I'm meeting the Cardones, and I'm sharing the stage all around the world with them. And a few months later, I'm interviewing the guy who saved my life when I lost my daughter. By reading his book, it just like was such a healing. And oh my God, I was interviewing him. And just a few months later, you know when the door opens, it just get in. When it's good, it gets better. Yes. But when the problems open and you allow them to come in, they just like they never end. So because I got Les Brown in New York at the Global Women Summit, and I got lots of ladies there, and all the VIPs said, okay, now let's do the photos with our star. And I started the first one kissing him, and every single woman wanted the same photo. And he's such a sweet one. I must say, if there are 2 people in my life that I have seen such authenticity, that they are the same people on stage and off stage, because sometimes they are not the same people on stage. Kim Kiyosaki and Les Brown. My favorite forever. And I have a good news, by the way. On 29th of November, we have Les' daughter, Ona Brown. She is a top speaker all around the world. They speak together. And also to the Global Women Summit, they came together. And she's coming to London. She texted me. She said, I'm coming to London. Is anything happening with Global Women? Because I see you all the time. I said, even if it is not happening, I'm telling you, we're going to make it happen. And she is so excited. So save the date, ladies. If you are a member, you're going to love her. You'll have pictures with her. And she's going to run a little mastermind as well. Now, I found my rich mama. Who knows my rich mama? Oh my God! That's why I want to write that book, Rich Mama and Poor Mama. You know Veronica, yeah? Oh God, she is such a sweet heart. Amazing. You are in the right place then. Who has been to Success Resources? Tony Robbins. Keep that vibe, right? So the reason I want to write the Rich Mama, Poor Mama, is because I want to break 2 myths. Number 1, mamas can be rich too, yeah? Yes. Absolutely. Why just dads? And number 2, there is always another woman who can support another woman. Yes. And I dedicate lots of success to Veronica because she has opened. She does it. But she was doing it behind the scenes because the very first time that she spoke on a stage was Global Woman. Oh, wow. She never, and nobody knew, she never did it before. Yeah. I took her out of that. And she always shares that because, and I have traveled at least 30 countries with Veronica because I would not ask her. I said, Veronica, we're going to New York. I said, really? I didn't know that. Yes, you're speaking. I will put the banner. I will tag her in social media. And then she would have to tell Richard, say, I'm sorry, I can't let the ladies down because they're expecting me now. And it was amazing. This is me with Tony Robbins. Nikki was at that room that day. And thanks God, this intervention was at the Business Mastery, not at the Date with Destiny. Because you know what happens at the Date with Destiny? It destroys you. If you dare to be there and start doing an intervention with Tony, he will be brutal with you.
I'm there in December. I'm going.
Be careful, Nikki.
No, Date with Destiny.
Date with Destiny is amazing. And that was the day that really changed my life, because I was still doing this. And then Tony says, open your arms. And I'm doing, open your arms. And he's like this. And I felt like, all right, okay, if Tony is asking me, open your arms, I'm going to do that. Because sometimes somebody needs to give you the permission to do that. Otherwise, we don't do it. And it was, oh my God. Let me see if I can put a little video here.
I want to get what I'm talking about here. Say I. We go to do this exercise.
Oh my God, that was amazing. They were so... I'm telling you, after that, I became the star of the event. Everybody was just stopping me. Can I have a picture with you? Can I have a picture with you? It was like, oh my God. And they did videos. They said, what's your number? Let me send you a lot. I got lots of videos from them. And it was amazing. Absolutely. And then Deepak Chopra. And then I'm at the Nasdaq speaking there. And this is us with Rich Mama in the middle, Kim Kiyosaki with Rich Woman, and me with Global Woman. And that is another mastermind that we're doing together. I can go on and on and on. The people that I have met in this journey since I have come here, I'm telling you, it still looks surreal. It's absolutely surreal. Marisa Peer, she's who was at the Global Women Awards? We had her at the awards, and I invited her many times at masterminds and events that we do together. I've shared the stage with her many times. And this is me just 3 weeks ago in Singapore, speaking with Kiyosaki again in front of 3,000 people. This was in London. This was in Dubai with Gary Vee. Who knows Gary Vee? If you want social media, definitely. And this is, again, another mastermind in Singapore with Rich Woman and Rich Mama. This is another event with Rich Woman. Kim Kiyosaki. I've been traveling the world with her, and Jay Abraham. This is in Dubai. You can see only two women is Elena and John DeMartini and Nick Vujicic. This is the biggest event I ever spoken in front of a stadium, in front of 12,000 people. And this is Deepak Chopra, Bruce Lipton. Who knows? If you haven't read the book, The Biology of Belief, go and read that. I took my son. My son was studying science, and biology was his big thing. I took him and said, come to Croatia, because I managed to get an interview with Bruce Lipton. And this is my TV show. When I started the very first time, this lady was amazing, a BBC producer. She was my producer for 1 year. And I used to be editor-in-chief of Psychologist magazine in Albania. And here I am now with the editor-in-chief of Psychologist magazine here in the UK. Of course, TEDx is a big thing. It helps you for personal branding and everything. I've done 3 so far. I've been invited to speak at the Forbes Summit. But my biggest success, honestly, is whatever I do, when I put a story with 2 people here, these 2 people, is the best of the best. Now, why do I share this? It's called branding association. When I told Amal, I said, Amal, maybe you have worked so hard and you have got a degree in or a Rokia in medicine, and you work like 8 years, like studying. Who cares about that? You put a picture with Deepak Chopra or Les Brown, and people say, oh, really? It's just insane. So why, ladies, I'm telling you, where's the secret? Why you study? Don't study. You just go and get these big names, do branding association, be smart, don't work hard. Be smart building your brand. Because at the end of the day, what people are impressed is, who are the people you surround yourself? You are the average of 5 people you spend most of the time. And go and be visible. Do not hide yourself. Do not pretend that I'm a private, I keep secrets, and I always say, I don't believe in secrets. And that's why, if you have a secret, please, I warn you, do not share it with me, because definitely I'm not the right person. And when I met Ian, I told this story yesterday, I couldn't find anything about him. I Googled him, and I'm worried. I said, oh my God, is this guy real? Is he a fake? I mean, too good to be true. Because honestly, it was like the more I get to know him, it's amazing. But I can't tell him that. Are you sure you are the person you tell me you are? There's nothing about him. Google, nothing. He's telling me he's working here and there, J.P. Morgan and that, and I can't find anything. And then at some point, I had to challenge him and said, by the way, I can't find anything about you. Can you tell me your ID? Where's your ID? I want to make sure you are the person you say you are. And then, okay, question number 2, because we're getting a little bit too fast now. So I want to make sure before I go further, just so you know, I don't like secret boyfriends. I don't want that. I don't like secret life. I want, once I'm with you, the whole world knows to know about that. I don't want to hide you. So are you okay with that? Because I see you don't put yourself out there, and I don't want to be that person later and say, don't put me there. I don't want this like humpy, yeah. I said, no, I just don't want to do it myself. But if you do it for me, absolutely. As far as you don't charge me that you have to be my social media manager, because now I say you have to pay me now, because he enters the room and everybody knows him. So, oh, hi. And said, who are these people? I never met them. So they know him because I share lots of social media about him. But one person that I haven't managed to get him, and I had to pay lots of money to use his photo, is my son. Anybody resonates with this? He just no way. You have no chance to. But every time I put my son, I'm telling you, it just gets crazy. Everybody just like comments, likes, and he knows that. He knows his value. That's why. That's why he doesn't. So anybody who wants to follow me in social media, here I am. You can follow me here, and you can find a lot about me in social media. Now, what I would say, that's a little bit of my story, how I took myself from being absolutely anonymous in this country, and now I know half of the country. Every time Ian is born and raised here, when he needs somebody, said, can you give me this number? I said, no, you should know these people, not me. So network, ladies. Your network is your net worth. And then put yourself out there. Get a magazine. If you want to go out there, people Google about you. You don't want them just to find a website coming soon. Most of the time, this is what we find. And that's why you're not getting the attention. That's why, because when people Google you, at least put yourself out there. And as a member, you get Global Woman. As a member, you get interviews. You see these guys? They are so smart. They wanted to be in the front cover of Global Woman. And I said, guys, this is for women. I said, yeah, we love women. I said, okay, now I understand. John Lee is the master of branding. He taught me a lot. If there is one person that I dedicate a lot of success that I have achieved when it comes to my personal brand, that's John Lee. He knows everything inside out. And I have a good news. We are having a mastermind with John Lee, and whoever joins today is going to get that included. We're going to have a mastermind I have worked 2 years to be able to get him. And how did I get that? I was in Singapore speaking, and just before I go to my speech, I posted that video because I had Ian filming me. And I said, oh my God, John Lee is here. Oh my God, John Lee is here. He's like, I feel like he's my brother now because he has helped me so much. And we both got excited. Oh, look who is here, I said, what are you doing here? So you are speaking there and I am not. So this is what happens when the student becomes so great. And he said, I'm so proud of you. And we recorded this video. We have it on Instagram. And then we happen to know that we're staying who has been in Singapore. You know, if there is one thing that oh my God, I love, is the tours. Oh God, I forgot the name now. The Singapore tours. What is it called? The arena. Emma, what is it? Where I was staying in Singapore? Marina Bay, yeah. Oh my God. I didn't. You know what? We stayed 1 week before we went to Bali and 1 week after the Bali, and I'm telling you, I didn't leave the hotel. Ian would say, let's go and see the city. I don't want to see the city. I see the city from the top roof. And if you go to Singapore, you do not want to miss that. So, then I texted John. I said, John, are you still around? He said, yeah, I'm here. And we were in the same building, in the same floor. And we spent like 4 or 5 hours brainstorming. And this is when you network, when you surround yourself with the right people, because I felt absolutely on fire. And this is how I convinced him. I said, John, please, 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 can you come and run a mastermind with us? And he has finally given us a date, 24 and 25 of November. So save that date. It's 2 days with John Lee. But it's going to be very limited because we're going to do it here and it's going to be only 50 people. That's limited. He said 50 people only. And it's going to be from the morning to the evening with John Lee. And I'm telling you, it will change your life.
Influencers are accepted in this room.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to advertise first. No, you have, by the way, no. Nikki, you have to be a member. So you have to, because this is very exclusive. You have to be a member in order for you to be part of this mastermind, because it's a gift that I'm doing it to the members. It's going to be like, I'm telling you, there is nobody like John Lee in the world when it comes to teach you social media and personal branding. And now he has learned, he has something more that I see he's doing, EI. So he's combining all of this. And
AI?
EI, EI,
Emotional intelligence.
no, why did they say EI? AI, not EI. I'm saying not EI, AI. So this is Albanian pronunciation. Yeah, AI, yes. Artificial intelligence, not EI. You see, please correct my English, ladies. Sorry for my English. So, and then I was, after I finished my speech, I really wanted to see J.T. Fox, because he teaches personal branding. Who knows J.T. Fox? What a master he is. So I was sitting there and I said, I wanted to learn, because he's such a seller. If you want to learn how to sell, then you go to J.T. Fox. He is like, and he teaches also personal branding. And then I'm sitting there and I'm learning, of course, how he does it. But you know how he does it? Social proof. Honestly, and 60 minutes of his speech, what he is teaching is social proof. Every single slide of him is like, look at me with this guru, look at me with this guru, look where the places that I enter, the people that I meet, because that's exactly how the personal branding works. It's not about how much content you have. You can find lots of content in Google and ChatGPT, and there's lots of information out there. But what is not available out there is branding. And there was a moment, oh, yeah, everybody was impressed, yeah. And at some point, he's putting the Global Woman magazine. And I say, oh, wow. Everybody was saying, wow. And I'm saying, oh, my God, that's my magazine. And I'm being impressed that he is in a front cover magazine. You see how psychologically this can impact people. So we have to absolutely learn the shortcuts. Work smart, ladies. Get the magazines. And then I had to create another magazine, which is called Global Man, and it's available out there now, because after people saw John and J.T. Fox in the front cover, I had lots of other men copying them and say, can I be in the front cover? I said, no, guys, this is for ladies. You can't. And then, of course, I said, oh, okay, maybe I can be in the front cover of other magazines. So I started doing the same. And when I got published at the Forbes magazine, I am telling you, that impact that I got by being in the Forbes magazine is like a 30 years work. People will be like absolutely blown away if you put a front cover magazine and they don't care how much have you worked to do whatever you have done. Because it's a psychological shortcut. And I'm telling you what it works. So what I'm trying to do now here, ladies, build your social proof. Because that builds your personal branding, and that creates impact, that creates trust. How do you build trust in people? When they show you that they have been here and they have been there. I have a TEDx, I have a book, I have a summit, I have a podcast, I have met John Lee, I've met this and I've met that. It will shortcut. People will trust you immediately. Yes or no? Yes. Now, this is my TV show, which I started with a tiny little steps with my show that I started in 2018 with a BBC producer that I showed in the photo. And then I turned it into this, which became really amazing. And then it became this, because for 1 year we've been running this with Andrea. And then with Andrea, who has done, I think we have had quite a few members who joined our studio for 1 year. We have been on a mission to help women get more confidence with media. But now what I have noticed is when women come to the Global Women Club, we have 3 tiers of the membership. For those who don't know, we have the Mentors Club, which is online only. We have the Entrepreneurs Club, which is online, and you get everything, every event that we do around the world. And we have the Influencer Club, where you come to speak as well. The biggest problem that I have realized is that 1-minute pitch. Even in the studio, even at the events, that 1-minute pitch is a big, massive thing. People screw up all the time. We spend the whole day and in the studio to teach about media training, and they got it. Everything we would teach, they got it. When we focus the whole afternoon just in the 1-minute pitch, everybody would screw up. And that's why I came with this idea that how about I help women to nail that 1-minute pitch. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Another thing that is very important in your personal branding is books. Anybody who's writing a book? Is anybody writing a book? How long have you been? Hello. Yeah, I hear this all the time. I say, I'm writing a book. And then next year, they're still writing the book. And the next year, they're still writing that damn book. Can you just write it? Can you just finish it? Arokia just finished it, the book. And there are other women who just finished the book. If somebody is interested, please get in touch. I have some other amazing people who have been in the journey with me. But we don't have time to go through these. But I want to take you here. Oh my God, I have all these. These are the stars. These are my stars who have been absolutely smashing it. Anybody who is feeling that I want to be the star? You know what it takes to be a star? You have to handle my pressure. Because I am going to be after you. And I don't care. I don't care if you have a family birthday or you have a wedding or you have your husband at the hospital or whatever is going on. You have one goal. You have one goal and you stay loyal to it and you do whatever it takes because, ladies, is your last shot. Yes. And this has to be for you. You are number one and you are the most important person in the world. Everything else comes after you. So if you are thinking, how do you do that? Of course, you can get this inspiration, this motivation, and do whatever you want. Now, if somebody is thinking, I want to be a star, please do not, because I don't have the time. If somebody is thinking, I want to be a star, you can book a session with me, and then at the end of the session, I will give you a map, I will give you a guide, and I will say, you go and be a star yourself, because I can't help you, or I can say, I can help you. If you are feeling that you want to be that star, please book a session. But if you are not interested to be a star, do not book the session because it will not go anywhere. Now, you don't need to be a star today. You can take yourself in a journey because this is exactly what happened. We took ourselves in a journey. Since then, this is what exactly we've been building. We're building clubs around the world. It started with one club in London, and within a year, we had 14 clubs, and within at the end of 2019, we had 27 clubs. And in 2020, we lost everything, but we built this app. We have an app which is now turned into a members directory in a members lounge. We put all the video recordings, all the content, all the master classes, all the trainings, all the top gurus that we invite to run trainings and masterclass, we invite them here. This is how the academy looks like, and that is included in your membership, so you do not need to buy any course anywhere because you have access non-stop to this. Now, why do I want you to become an influencer? Because you are in the journey. Identify yourself. Where are you in this journey? Are you just starting because you feel like you want more? Are you exploring because you feel like, oh, let me try Global Woman, let me try this, let me try that? Where are you? Are you an expert because now you feel like you know more, you have more knowledge, you have more wisdom, you have more experience, and you have gained that not to go and do a degree, but by just doing this, by taking yourself into an exploration, into a journey, you become an achiever because by just doing that, you have achieved so much. Anybody who is in this journey? Amazing. Then what happens is when you achieve so much, you become an influencer. What does an influencer mean? That means that you have the ability to inspire other people to take actions. And when you are doing that, you are absolutely unstoppable. Now, how do you do that? Two things. You build a platform and you create a product. Most of the time is the other way around. What I see, women build a product and then nobody buys them, and then they feel like it's a problem in the product. Have you experienced that? When you feel like nobody is buying it, maybe I'm doing it wrong. No, because you have to start the other way around. You first build the platform and then you create the product. You do not create the product and wait for people to buy it. You get the people first and then you sell the product. Does it make sense? This is what a club is about. It will teach you and it will help you to build your own platform. By the end of the year, you will 10x the number of people that will know about you and about what you do and who you are and what is your why and what is your purpose. Raise your hand if you're a member and you feel like by just being part of Global Woman, more people know about you and more you know about you. Because sometimes also we need to know about you. And don't worry if still your family members ask you, what do you do, by the way? My mom still doesn't know what I do. It's just, she still doesn't get it. And there are lots of family members, they still don't get it. It's fine, let them. But you are here in the right place. You are surrounding yourself with the right people who are elevating you, are uplifting you. Anybody who has found some women in this community that has been absolutely inspiration for you, and you feel like, oh my God, I want this injection every day. This is what the Global Woman Club is about. We help you to build that platform so then you are ready to go and sell your products. Every single week, where is the biggest asset in the club? Every single week, we do group coaching. So you do not need to go and struggle, where do I find a coach? Any member here who is attending group coaching every single week and you're showing up and you're seeing the recordings, because if you are not able to join, you can see the recordings. But not only that, we do not only do group coaching, we put you with other women in the room. We have breakout room sessions, and we put a woman in London with a woman in Dubai, a woman in New York with a woman in Paris. We let you 15 minutes to just do business with each other. You deal, whatever you want. And then you come back again and you introduce yourself. How was that? How was your roommate? Did you like it? Next time? Let's get to another one. Everything, so you don't have excuses. Even if you say, I'm busy, I can't come to network, you can network online. I've seen so many women moving in Dubai only because they are meeting our members in Dubai. Because they feel like, oh my God, this is so great. Can you help me to set up a business with no tax? Or women going wherever. If you're traveling, you meet lots of amazing women.